Hello, lettering friend. I am so excited that you're here. This is my little book party, so welcome. To start, let me just show you where I am so it feels like you're here with me. So this is my little area where I do my computer work. I have my lights and some lettering things behind me. And then we come over here. This this is where I do my lettering. There's my book, just for me. And then here's where my pens live. And then this is my video setup. So this is where I'm going to be. And then I have my pens I'm going to use. I'm going to use a bunch of different types of pens on my chair there. So make sure that you get your pens ready and paper, whatever you're going to be lettering with me. And let's get started. Before I start lettering your requests, let's talk about my book. As of today, February 2nd, my book, Handlettering for Beginners, is officially a published book. This is the best resource that I have for you if you are wanting to learn or improve your lettering. One reason is because there was a team of people looking at what I was creating. My editor had some really good ideas and was always very open to listening to my ideas and things that were important to me. Part of me is so proud of every page of this book because I know it will help you in your lettering. There is also a tiny part of me that feels like, what have I done? If you've created anything before, you may know that feeling. But I'm pushing past it because it's not about me. It's about what this book will do for you. If you pre-ordered it, you may be getting your book today. I know some have told me that their books weren't going to arrive for a little while, so you'll have to let me know when you receive yours. Also, there will be an ebook version, so if that's what you've been waiting for, watch for that. Okay, on to lettering your requests. I received requests from you on my last YouTube video, from my email list, and from Instagram, so there are quite a few. The whole time I pictured what I'd be talking with you about as if we were actually having a lettering party and we were sharing our pens. It was pretty fun for me, so I hope this is fun for you too. When you see your name or quote, leave a comment so I know you saw it. If I didn't get to your quote, let me know if you like this kind of video, if you want to see me lettering more requests. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I had wanted to do a pre-sale gift to thank you, but it didn't happen in time. I've been working on taking off some of the pressure that I place on myself to do it all. However, I would still love to give you an early bird gift if you pre-ordered or if you purchased the book through the month of February. I'm making exclusive practice sheets with the subtitle font on the cover. That's a font I made just for the cover. It's a little straight and a little bouncy, and I really like it. If you've gotten my book and you would like that little early bird gift of the practice sheets, fill out the form linked below. I just want you to know that this feels like a big deal to me that you wanted to learn lettering with me. So thank you. One of the requests I got was to actually letter things about me. I really like ice cream. My favorite kind of ice cream is cake batter from Cold Stone, and then I get strawberries mixed in. And I also really like smoothies. I also really love Nutella. What is your favorite snack? And how about the question, where is your favorite place to visit? I grew up in Utah, loving the mountains. With my husband, we've lived in Alaska, Washington, and Oregon. We're pretty close to the coast. So right now I feel lucky that we have mountains and the coast. My favorite animal is a giraffe. And my favorite color is pink and then rainbow. That's not a surprise to anybody. These few people shared with me that their birthday is today on February 2nd. So happy birthday. You're sharing your day with my book's birthday. So that is really fun. And then the fourth one is someone who told me that their birthday is in February. So if your birthday's in February, happy birthday soon. And by the way, these brush pens that I'm using are Crayola Markers. I love them. They are my favorite brush pens. I use them as watercolor just as much as I use them for lettering. And the paper I'm using is a few different types of paper, so I'm not sure exactly which one. I'm using HP Premium 32 paper a lot. I'm also using some scraps of cardstock paper. And then this blue shiny one, I think this was marker paper. The ink really sits nicely on this paper. And you know, that's the thing about paper. When I started, I thought that I could just use basic copy paper. It didn't matter. And even once I realized that it phrased brush pens, it was like, okay, I'll get smooth paper. But now I understand different pens do better on different paper. So Crayola markers are really juicy. So they look better on some type of paper that lets the ink sit on top instead of soaking right in. So even if your paper is really smooth, it might not give the full effect of what your markers can do. And here I am doing faux calligraphy, and I'm leaving the downstrokes open. I really like this look. I'm using Zebra mild liner brush pens. They have the dual tip, and I love these brush pens. You're gonna see me using these ones a lot. Faux calligraphy is actually the first section of my book because I think it's the first thing that someone should learn when they're learning hand lettering. It really helps you to figure out where the downstrokes are, and you don't have to worry about learning how to use a brush pen. Watching myself letter supercalifragilisticexpialidocious really quickly makes it seem like it was easy, but actually that took me a long time. Now I wanted to show you the monoline script font in my book. I am using Monami Plus Pen 3000. These are technically a fine liner, but if you give it some pressure, you can get some thicker downstrokes. But here I'm just using it for monoline lettering, so not giving it any pressure at all. And if you notice, I made a typo, and so I had to put some paper on top to cover it up. Typos are just a part of lettering. And the next style I'm lettering in is the Florist script style. This one is really loopy, has a lot of flourishes. So I normally don't use this one with longer quotes, but for one word or a name or something that you really want to stand out, this is a great font for that. I'm using Pentel Touch brush pens. I love these brush pens. I'm sure you've heard me recommend these. They're my favorite small brush pens. There are the primary colors and then also some new pastel colors recently came out. You may have seen my video talking about those. And I love both sets so much. I feel like now I finally have the rainbow set that is perfect for me. So to be honest, for me, I don't think I could choose one or the other to stand alone. I just have to have both of them. The primary colors are found on Amazon. They're a pretty good price also. But the pastel colors, hopefully they'll be on Amazon soon. I don't know. I got mine from a seller on Etsy, and I was really happy with that. Next, I'm using Crayola markers. I really love Crayola markers. Have you tried them? I'm even doing a little blending technique where you just lay the ink down and then pick it up with another color. So you only need 2 colors. The paper doesn't even matter because you're not blending directly on the paper. This is one of the blending techniques that is in my book because I think that it is such a simple technique that anybody can do, even with the most basic, most simple supplies and the most basic style. I really like Crayola markers because they are so cheap and so they are great to practice with. They're also pretty firm. That means it's a little bit easier to get the thinner upstrokes and a thick downstroke. I personally like Crayola broadline, so these bigger ones. I like these ones better than super tips, but super tips are also a really great option. Okay, I loved this quote, "Be brave enough to be bad at something new." All of us have been so brave to learn lettering because it takes time to learn. Then this quote was requested. He believed he could, so he did. Then somebody commented to change it to she. So that's why I added, and so did she at the end. I keep my Crayolas in the bottom drawer because that's the drawer that my 1-year-old gets into. And I don't mind her playing with my Crayolas, even if she gets into them and does open the cap and eats it a little bit. That's okay. I can just buy more Crayolas. And also, they're super durable, so they haven't really had a problem anyways. One thing I want to say about these quotes that I'm lettering, maybe you're thinking, wow, something's a little bit off about that quote. Or maybe you're thinking, wow, I could never do a quote that good. Everybody's going to have different thoughts about it, right? So these quotes are my first draft. Some of them I'm not the most pleased with. Doesn't mean they're bad, but a lot of them, there are certain things that I would tweak and change if I could spend a little bit more time on it. Like in this one, remembers, I just want to push it over a little bit, but that's okay. I one time heard somebody say that when they hear someone talk bad about their lettering or talk about the mistakes and the things they don't like about their lettering, it makes them feel more self-conscious about their own lettering, and I never want you to feel that way. There's definitely a healthy way to talk about your lettering so that you know that you have room to improve, because we all do, but also we can love it right where we are, knowing that we are going to get better. It's not going to help us get better if we are talking bad about it and feeling really down and thinking that it's never going to be good enough. What's going to help us to get better is to appreciate right where we are for our unique story, why we letter, what it means to us. And then that can push us to learn more and keep practicing in a way that uplifts us instead of makes us feel bad about ourselves because for some reason our lettering doesn't look like somebody else, right? It's all of that comparison, and that has no place in my lettering. So I'm leaving these quotes as they are, showing you this is where I am right now. A lot of these quotes I really do want to go back to when I have more time and tweak some things, maybe change some styles, but I can be pretty happy with the practice that I did here, lettering the quote for the first time. And I hope it's helpful for you to hear somebody speaking positively about their lettering, not in a way that brags or makes me think that I'm better than anybody else, but in a way that helps you feel good about your lettering and appreciate where you are right now as well. The brush pens I'm using here are Edding brush pens. I really like these ones. It's a nice firm tip. Also, I thought it was really crazy. This dark blue marker is running out of ink randomly. All of the rest of them, they're the same. I've used them the same amount. So I don't know why this one is running out of ink, but it actually looks pretty cool. I'm playing around with some different layouts and styles. I have a few of these in my book to help the beginner who is just starting out to figure out what are some fun ways to lay out your quote, the most basic, most simple things that you can do. Because, laying out a quote can be really hard. So let's just keep it simple. These pens are Marvy Le Pen Flex. There's some really great small brush pens. And these next pens are Marvy Color In brush pens. They're larger pens and they're really nice. And then here's another fun way to change up your lettering by doing a little wave. And as you can see at the end, I did dot the wrong I. I dotted the U instead of the I. So I just glued a little piece of paper on to cover it up. Have you ever done that? I know I can't be the only one. Okay, I actually had quite a few requests to do some lettering connections. And you know what? All of the connections that were requested were connecting to R. I knew that was going to be such a tricky connection. And so in my book, I have a page that is just practice connecting to R. In the connections section, I show you the different classifications so that you'll be able to connect any letter. So I just wanted to show you connecting to R, and hopefully that chapter can be a really useful resource for you when you're struggling with tricky connections. This next request was to do the entire alphabet, uppercase and lowercase. So I decided to use Camlin brush pens. These are actually from India. I did find them on Amazon. They're really, really soft, and apparently they're super cheap too. They are fun. It is a bit more chunky because they're so soft, so it's really flexible. And next I'm using a pencil because of the quote, "No one is perfect." That's why pencils have erasers, and I just love that. It's okay to make lots of mistakes in lettering. This pencil I'm using is Blackwing. It's a really soft lead, which makes it super nice to be able to do lettering with because I am able to get some of the pressure of the downstrokes. So I really like the look of pencil, even though it's like the unfinished look and without color. And these last quotes to finish up, I am using the Zebra Mildliner brush pen again. I just loved how the colors came out. I think these are just really pretty colors. And I'm just experimenting more with all different types of layouts, using a print style with a script style. Really, the only way to know if you like something is by trying it. And you're not going to get better at it if you're not doing it over and over and over. Will you let me know while you've been watching this? What pens have you been using? What have you been practicing? Has any of this inspired you? Thank you so much for being excited with me about my book. I really hope this book can be a helpful resource for your lettering, for practicing or for learning, and also make you feel good about your lettering, about your life. That's what lettering can do. Thank you so much for being here. I am excited to chat with you in the comments.